Imagine waking up one morning, looking in your wallet, and all your Bitcoin are gone. Forever. This isn't a bad dream, but a real danger if you ignore one of the most important rules in the world of Bitcoin. But don't worry, in this video I'll show you exactly how to prevent that. Because today we're not talking about the price, we're not talking about the next big innovation, we're talking about the foundation upon which everything is built. The secure storage of your Bitcoin. Hello and welcome to the Bitcoin Island. I'm glad you're here. Today we will climb the ladder of security together, rung by rung. We'll start at level 1, the absolute beginner level, and work our way up to level 5, the security level of pros and companies. By the end of this video, you will not only have understood the differences, but you will also know exactly which level is right for you, your assets, and your life situation, so you can sleep soundly at night without having to worry about your Bitcoin. So let's get started. Before we dive into the 5 levels, we need to clarify a few basic terms. It's like building a house. Without a solid foundation, everything collapses. The first term is custodial storage. This is the state most Bitcoin beginners find themselves in. Custodial storage means that another party, usually an exchange like Coinbase, Kraken, or a broker like Trade Republic, holds your Bitcoin for you. You have an account with a password and you see your Bitcoin balance there, but you don't own the most important thing, the private key. There's a famous saying in the Bitcoin world, not your keys, not your coins. If the exchange goes bankrupt, gets hacked, or freezes your account for any reason, you have a huge problem. You are at the mercy of this company. You don't get to enjoy the true properties of Bitcoin, like censorship, resistance, and absolute control. The opposite of this is self-custody, and that's what today is all about. With self-custody, you and you alone are the master of your keys. You and no one else have complete control over your Bitcoin. This brings enormous freedom and security, but also a great deal of responsibility. If you lose your access and have no backup, no one can help you. Your Bitcoin will be gone. But don't worry, mastering this responsibility is much easier than it sounds. What is this ominous key? Think of it like a master password. It's an extremely long and complex string of characters that's impossible to memorize. That's why there's a brilliant invention, the seed phrase or mnemonic phrase. These are usually 12 or 24 ordinary English words in a specific order. These words are the human-readable version of your private key. Whoever has these words in the correct order can access the associated Bitcoin. So your job is to guard these words like a treasure. Finally, we need to distinguish between hot wallets and cold wallets. A hot wallet is software on your phone or computer that is connected to the internet. This is convenient but also risky. Since your device is online, there is a theoretical risk that hackers or malware could steal your keys. A cold wallet, on the other hand, is a device that is never directly connected to the internet. It stores your keys completely offline. This makes it extremely secure against online attacks. Alright, the foundation is laid. Now you're ready for the 5 levels of Bitcoin storage. Level 1, the exchange. This is the absolute beginner level. You buy your first Bitcoin on an exchange and just leave it there. It's the most convenient way and is perfectly fine for the very first steps and for very small amounts to get a feel for it. The advantages are clear. It's super easy. You don't have to worry about anything. But I've already mentioned the disadvantages. You are trusting a third party. Your Bitcoin isn't really yours. You could say level 1 is the bicycle with training wheels. It's good for starting, but the goal should be to take off the training wheels as quickly as possible and learn to ride on your own. This level is only suitable for absolute beginners who are just trying to get their bearings or for amounts you could easily afford to lose. Level 2, the mobile wallet or desktop wallet. This is the first step into true self-custody. You install an app on your smartphone, for example, Blue Wallet, Moon, or Sparrow Wallet on the computer. During setup, the app generates a new seed phrase for you, your 12 or 24 words. You write these down carefully and hide them in a safe place. Then you send your Bitcoin from the exchange to your new personal wallet. Congratulations, you are now holding your Bitcoin yourself for the first time. You have full control. The big advantage is that you are now sovereign. It's also very practical for carrying small amounts of Bitcoin for daily use, almost like a real wallet. The disadvantage, it's a hot wallet. Your phone is constantly connected to the internet. If your phone is stolen and someone cracks your PIN, they could access your wallet. Much more dangerous, however, is malware that could read your keys in the background without you noticing. Therefore, the rule for level 2 is ideal for the learning process and for smaller amounts that you would also carry in your physical wallet. Your life savings definitely do not belong here. Level 3, the hardware wallet. Welcome to the gold standard for most private Bitcoin owners. If you own an amount of Bitcoin that would hurt to lose, then this level is non-negotiable. A hardware wallet is a small, specialized device that has only one purpose: to store your private keys safely and completely offline. Well-known manufacturers include Bitbox, Coldcard or Trezor. Here's how it works. You set up the device and it generates your 12 or 24 words directly on the device without ever being connected to the internet. You write these words down again and create a secure backup, preferably on a steel plate to make it fireproof. Now, if you want to make a transaction, you prepare it on your computer or phone. The transaction is then sent to the hardware wallet, often via a USB cable or QR code. You check the details on the device's small screen and confirm with a button press. The device then internally signs the transaction with your private key and sends only the signed transaction back to the computer. The private key itself never leaves the secure device at any time. The advantage is extremely high security against hackers, viruses, and any form of online attack. This is the core of cold storage. A possible disadvantage is that you have a physical device that you could lose or that could break. But that's not a problem at all, as long as you have kept your backup of the 12 words safe. With these words, you can restore your funds on any other hardware wallet at any time. Level 3 is the recommended standard solution for anyone who wants to hold Bitcoin long term. Level 4, the hardware wallet with a passphrase. This is for advanced users who are looking for an extra layer of security against physical threats. Imagine someone breaks into your house and finds your steel backup with the 12 words. With a normal hardware wallet, they could steal all your funds. This is where the passphrase comes in. A passphrase is basically an additional 13th or 25th word that you create yourself. It can be a word, a sentence, or a random string of characters. This word is never written down. You only memorize it. When you use this passphrase along with your 12 words, a completely new hidden wallet is created. Your original 12 words still lead to a wallet, which you can use as a kind of decoy with a small amount of funds. Your main wealth, however, is in the hidden wallet, which is only accessible with the 12 words and the passphrase. The advantage: plausible deniability. Even if an attacker forces you to give them your 12 words, they will only find the decoy wallet. They have no idea that a much larger fortune exists, protected by the passphrase. The huge disadvantage and great danger: if you forget your passphrase, your Bitcoin is lost forever. There is no way to recover it. Complexity is the enemy of security here. Only use this level if you are absolutely sure of what you are doing and have a foolproof strategy for never forgetting your passphrase. Level 5, multi-signature, or multisig for short. This is the absolute masterclass of Bitcoin security. This method is used by companies, exchanges, and very wealthy individuals to completely eliminate single points of failure. With multisig, a single key is not enough to authorize a transaction. Instead, you set up a wallet that, for example, requires 2 out of 3 keys to move funds. This means you create 3 completely independent private keys, ideally on 3 different hardware wallets, perhaps even from different manufacturers. You then store these 3 devices in 3 completely different secure locations. For example, 1 at home, 1 in a bank safe deposit box, and 1 with a trusted lawyer or family member. Now, if you want to make a transaction, you have to sign it with at least 2 of these 3 devices. The advantage is obvious. A thief would have to break into 2 separate locations to gain control. If you lose 1 key, it's also not a problem. You still have 2 others to access your money and create a new setup. Multisig is also excellent for estate planning or for business partners who need to jointly access funds. The disadvantage is the extreme complexity of the setup. If you make a mistake here, you can very easily lose access to your own money. This is definitely not for beginners and should only be set up by technically savvy users or with professional help. Now that we know the 5 levels, I want to briefly address 2 very common mistakes and myths. The first big mistake is splitting the seed phrase. Many people think it's clever to split their 12 words into 3 parts of 4 words each and store them in 3 different places. This sounds logical but is catastrophic for security. You don't reduce your security by a third, but by over 99.999%. Why? Because an attacker who finds only 4 of your words no longer has to guess 12 words, but only 8. The number of possible combinations decreases exponentially. It is unimaginably easier to crack 8 words than 12. So please never do this. Always keep your 12 words together and protect them as a single unit. If you want redundancy, use level 5, i.e. multisig. The second myth, 24 words are more secure than 12 words. While this is technically correct, it is practically irrelevant and potentially even more dangerous. 12 words already provide 128 bits of security. That's a number with 38 zeros. It is more likely to win the lottery 10 times in a row than to randomly guess such an address. Even the world's fastest supercomputers would take billions of years to do it. The main attack vector is not guessing your seed words, but breaking the cryptography itself. And breaking that is also a problem of about 128 bits. This means that 12 words are already as secure as the weakest link in the chain. 24 words add no practically relevant security here, but they double the complexity and the probability that you will make a mistake when writing down or restoring them. Keep it simple. 12 words are more than enough. So those were the 5 levels of Bitcoin storage. Let's summarize briefly. Level 1, the exchange, is just a temporary stop. Level 2, the mobile wallet, is your wallet for everyday use. Level 3, the hardware wallet, is the secure vault for your savings and the standard for most people. Level 4, the passphrase, is the hidden room in the vault for the paranoid. And level 5, multisig, is the Fort Knox solution for professionals and large fortunes that cannot tolerate single points of failure. I hope this overview has helped you gain clarity. Don't be intimidated by the complexity. Start small. Order a hardware wallet, play around with it using small amounts, and gain confidence. The freedom and sovereignty you gain from self-custody of your Bitcoin is absolutely worth the small effort at the beginning. It's your money, and in the world of Bitcoin you have the opportunity for the first time to truly and genuinely own it yourself. If you liked the video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any more content. What storage method do you use and what other questions do you have? Write it in the comments. Now that you know how to keep your digital treasure absolutely safe, the next big question arises: why is this treasure so valuable in the first place? In the next video, we will dive deep into the fundamental reasons that truly drive the price of Bitcoin.